said to me, are you coming? Are you coming? Look, my friend. Okay? Said to changes as asked. My friend asked me. Next, connect the two sentences with if or whether. If. You changes as reporting verb object. Me. Again, me changes as I. If I. Are you coming? What is the tense? Am by, is by, are plus, V1 plus ing form. This is present continuous. Present continuous turns into past continuous. What is the formula of the past continuous? Was by O plus V1 plus ing form. I. So you have to use was. If I was coming. Some students are confusing like this by changing coming as going. So don't change coming as going because don't change the verb, change the tense form. That's it. Okay? My friend asked me if I was going. See? The interviewer said to me, do you have any experience? Do you have any experience? See? The interviewer asked me if. Said to changes as asked. If. You changes as reporting verb object. Me. Again, me changes as I. If I. Do you have any experience? Do you have any experience? This is present tense. This is present tense. Why? Do you have any experience? Do is here. So this is present tense. Present tense should be turned into past tense. Past tense means we have to use V2. What is the V2 of have? Had. If I had any experience. If I had any experience. Don't write like this. If I did have. If I did have. See, do, does, did. Observe. You have experience. This is positive sentence, right? If you want to make negative, what is the rule? Borrow, do or does or did. Have present tense without s. So you have to borrow do. You do not have experience. Interrogative. Do you have experience? Do you have experience? So my students, if you find do or does in negative sentence, so observe, if you find do in negative sentence or in interrogative sentence, it means positive is in present tense without s. When the positive sentence is present tense, see, observe, in the positive sentence, if we have present tense without s, in negatives and interrogatives you have to borrow do. Right? Do you remember? It means if you find do in negative or interrogative, it means in positive sentence the verb is present tense without s. Similarly, if you have if you have present tense with yes in positive sentence, in negatives and interrogatives you will find you will have thus. It means if you have does in negative or interrogative in positive sentences, you have present tense with yes. That's it. Similarly, if you have past tense in positive sentence, right, in negatives and interrogatives, you have to borrow did. It means if you find did in negative or interrogative, the positive sentence is with past tense. That's it. Right? So, do you have any experience? If I had, do is here. So it means in positive sentence. What is the positive sentence of this interrogative? You have any experience. Have is present tense without s. So consider this as verb. Don't consider this verb. Okay? Do, does, did. These three will help us to make negative and interrogative. To make negative and interrogative. interrogative. Don't consider these like verbs. Okay. If I had any experience. See, the interviewer said to me, "Can you speak English?" Right? See, the interviewer asked me if I. Okay. What is the past form of can? Could. If I could speak English. Very easy. If I could speak English. But whereas in the case of do, does, did. Okay. Don't consider the like verb. This is the verb. Suppose if we ask, see if the sentence is like this. Can you speak? Write down first. See, the interviewer said to me, "Can you speak English?" The interviewer asked me if I could speak English. Okay. For example, if the sentence is like this. My friend said to me, "Do you want to go there? Do you want to go there?" Now see, my friend asked me, said to changes as asked me if. You changes as reporting verb object me, again me changes as I. If I. Do you want? See, do, does, did. What I told you, these three will help us to make negative and interrogative. Don't consider these three words like verbs. What is the verb here? Want to. What is the past? Do present tense, right? So, what is the past form of want to? Wanted to. If I wanted to, go there. That's all. In the case of do, does, did, don't consider these three words like verbs. Okay? Just these three will help us to make negative and interrogative. That's it. If I wanted to, go there. See? I said to my friend, "Have you seen the film?" Now I said to my friend, see, I asked my friend. I asked my friend. Said to changes as asked. Why? When the direct speech begins with the special verb, I told you, said to, both will change as asked. I asked my friend if, right? You changes as reporting verb object. Who is the object? My friend. Might be male or female. If he. Have seen. However, has plus V3. This is present perfect tense. Present perfect tense turns into past perfect tense. What is the formula of the past perfect? Had plus V3. If he had seen the film. If he had seen the film. That's it. Don't put question mark here. Okay, this is statement. This is statement. What is the meaning of statement? Speaking positive or negative. I told you earlier. See, my friend said to me, "Did you attend the college yesterday?" Did you attend the college yesterday? Observe. My friend said to changes as asked. Why? When the direct speech begins with the special verb. Said to will change as asked. Did this special verb. My friend asked me. Don't write asked to me. Asked me. Okay. Next, connect the two sentences with if or whether. Whether is also 100% correct. Just I'm using if here always. So you may think like this. So if is the right word to be used. Don't be too smart. You can use whether also. If you changes as reporting verb object me. Again me changes as I. Did is past tense. Did is past tense, right? In the case of past tense, what you have to do? Past tense changes as past perfect tense. Past perfect tense formula had plus V3. This is the verb. This is not this. Okay, I told you. Do, does, did. These three will help us to make negative and interrogative. That's all. That's all. Don't consider these words like verbs. I had. Did is past tense. Past tense should be turned into past perfect. Past perfect formula what? Had plus V3. What is the V3 of attended? If I had attended the college the previous day, or else the day before. The day before. Both are correct. Okay? My friend said to me, were you in the class yesterday? Were you in the class yesterday? Okay, see? My friend told me, I'm sorry. My friend asked me. Why asked? When the direct speech begins with the special verb. Said to. Both will change as asked. My friend asked me if. Connect the two sentences with if or whether. If. Again, you changes as reporting verb object. Me. Again, me changes as I. If I. Right. What is were here? Were is past tense. Were is past tense. Past tense should be turned into past perfect. What is the form of the past perfect? Had plus V3. What is the V3 of were? Been. If I had been in the class the previous day, or else the day before. Both are correct. Suppose how some students are getting confusion, unfortunately, how they are writing, if I was, they are writing. Suppose if you write if I was, again you are repeating the past tense. So this is wrong. Past tense should be turned into past perfect. What is the form of the past perfect? Had plus V3. Had plus. What is the V3 of were? Been. I told you. Am was been. Is was been. Are were been. That's it. Right? See? My friend said to me, will you come again? Will you come again? Look, my friend asked me. Why? When the dead speech begins with the special verb. Said to. Both will change as asked. I told you. Will is the special verb. So said to should be changed like asked. Asked me. Connect the two sentences with if or whether. If. Again, you changes as reporting verb object me. Again, me changes as I. If I. What I told you? In the case of will, Change as would. In the case of shall, change as should. If I would. If I would come again. That's it. Very easy. Okay, my students. Next, model number 3. If that direct speech begins with the question word, if the direct speech begins with the question word, first, what are question words? Question words. 9 in English. How many question words are there in English? 9. What are the 9 question words? Who, whom, whose, which, what, when, where, why, and how. These 9 are question words. Who, whom, whose, which, what, when, where, why, and how. These 9 are question words. There are 2 kinds of questions in English. Okay? Putting a question with the question word, putting a question with the special verb. For example, see, where are you going? Question word means if you want to put a question in English, use all these 9 words. Where are you going? I am going somewhere. What is your name? My name is Srinivas. Where are you working? I am working at some place. Like this. These are, see, 2 kinds of questions I told you now. These are, what are the 2 kinds of questions? Observe. One, general questions. One is general questions. General questions means questions begin with question words. Questions begin with question words. Second is yes or no questions. Second is yes or no questions, which means yes or no question means a question that begins with the special verb. Can you speak English? Yeah, I can. Or else, no, I can't. Did you go yesterday? Yeah, I did. No, I didn't. Right? Do you eat envy? Yeah, I do. No, I don't. So, questions are of 2 kinds in English. General questions, yes or no questions. General questions means putting a question with the uses of by using question words. Yes or no questions means putting a question by using the special verb. That's it. Right? Now, my students, question words. Who, whom, whose, which, what, when, where, why, and how. Observe. If the direct speech begins with any one of these question words, for example, see, begins with a question word. What are the rules? First rule. Said, said to. Are. Changed as. Asked. Changed as. Asked. Rule number 2. The same question word acts as a link word. The same question word acts as a link word. Same question word. Right? Okay, my students? Observe. One important point is here. What is the important point, you know? Important point. See? Important point. What is important point, you know? We must not make interrogative forms in indirect speech sentences. We must not make interrogative forms in indirect speech sentences. What is all this? I'll explain now. See, second point. We have to write only statements. You have to write only statement. What is statement? I told you, speaking positive or negative. At the beginning of the class, I told you, do you remember what is statement? Speaking positive is positive statement, speaking negative is negative statement. And these two are called assertive. Assertive can be called statement. I told you in the beginning of the class. Now see, first, we must not make interrogative forms in indirect speech sentences. Two, we have to write only statements, positive or negative. What is all this? I'll explain now. See, my friend said to me, where are you? My friend said to me, where are you? Observe, my friend. Okay, very easy. My students, very easy. My friend. When the direct speech begins with any one of these 9 question words, I give the list of 9 question words, right? Now the direct speech here is with the question word, right? Observe, when the direct speech begins with the question word, said to, both will change as asked. My friend asked me, right? What is the rule number 2? See, the same question word comes as a link word. Observe that, observe with what question word the direct speech begins. The same question word comes as a link word. Where you changes as reporting verb object. Me. Again me changes as I. Where I. Are is present tense. Present tense should be turned into past tense. What is the past form of are? Actually were. But don't write were here, because depending on the person, was were will change. Where I was. This is how you have to write. What I told you, suppose if you write like this, where was I? This is wrong. Why? In the case of indirect speech sentences, you have to write only statements. Statement means positive or negative. If you write interrogative forms like this, that is wrong. That's wrong. That's it. Okay? You have to write only statements. This is the reason I told you important point. Right? I have written important point. Do you remember? What is the important point? In the case of indirect speech sentences, we must not use interrogative forms. We have to write only statements. It means he wanted to confirm me where I was. My friend asked me where I was. Very simple. Okay? See, one more. My neighbor said to me, where are you working? My neighbor said to me, where are you working? See, my neighbor, okay, asked me. Why asked? When the direct speech begins with the question word. Said to, both will change it as asked. I told you. My neighbor asked me. Rule number 2. The same question word comes as a link word. Where I. You changes as reporting verb object. Me. Again me changes as I. Where I. Are working. Am by is by are plus V1 plus ing form. This is present continuous. What is the rule? Present continuous should be turned into past continuous. What is the formula? Past continuous formula was by verb plus V1 plus ing form. Where I was working. This is how you have to write. Suppose if you write where was I working, that is interrogative form. That's wrong. That's wrong. Where I was working. Okay, my students? See. The interviewer said to me, what is your qualification? What is your qualification? See, the interviewer asked me. Same question word comes as a link word. What? So you changes as reporting verb object. Similarly, your also changes as reporting verb object. What is the reporting verb object? Me. Me again changes as I. But when me changes as I in the case of you, but you is not here. Here you have your. So your me. Your changes as my. What my qualification was. If you write what was my qualification, that's wrong because I told you not to write interrogative forms in indirect speech. Me, your means possessive form. My means possessive form. Persons are of mainly three kinds. I told you. I told you two kinds: subjective persons, objective persons. I, me. Do you remember? Actually, persons. I told you two kinds of person, right? Subjective person, objective person. Third one is possessive person. I, me, my, like this. Okay. If possessive person is given here, you have to write possessive person. Now see. And also you have no need to confuse. Right? See, he is asking my qualification. If you think like this, you can easily decide. Right? One more. Sir said to me, why did you come late? Sir asked me. Okay? Same question word comes as a link word. Why? You changes as reporting verb subject. Me. Again, me changes as I. Suppose if we have your here, your changes as my. Possessive person. Again, my is change my also. My is also possessive person. You changes as I. Your changes as my. Depending on the object here. Depending on the object. So why? Did is past tense. Past tense should be turned into past perfect tense. What is the past perfect tense formula? Had plus V3. Come, came, come. Why? I had come late. Why? I had come late. That's it. Suppose see. I said to my friend. I said to my friend. Where were you yesterday? Where were you yesterday? See, I asked my friend. Okay, same question word comes as a link word. I asked my friend where. You changes as reporting verb object, right? My friend, male or female, where he. Were is past tense. Past tense should be turned into past perfect tense. What is the form of the past perfect tense? Had plus V3. What is the V3 of were? Been. Where he had been the previous day. Or else the day before. Or else the day before. That's it. Very easy. Okay, my students? See, the teacher said to the students, whose is the book? Whose is the book? See, the teacher asked the students. Same question word comes as a link word. Whose the book was is present tense. So it should be turned into past tense. Suppose if you write whose was the book, wrong, because that is interrogative form. What I told you not to write interrogative forms, right? So don't write interrogative forms in indirect speech. You have to write only statements. positive or negative. That's it. Whose the book was. Okay, my students. One more. My friend said to me, "How old are you?" My friend said to me, "How old are you?" Look, my friend asked me how old I was. How old I was. You changes as reporting verb object. Me. Again me changes as I. How old I was. R is present tense. Present tense should be turned into past tense. Actually, what is the past form of the R? Were. But don't write were here. Because here the person is I, singular. So you have to write was. How old I was. That's it. Very simple. My friend said to me how old I was. Okay, my students. Next model. M4. The following situations are always remained in simple present tense only. Look at it. Okay. See, the following situations are always reminded in simple present tense only. The following situations are always reminded in simple present tense only. See, now I am giving some situations list. In the case of all these situations, we must not change the tense form. These situations are always reminded in simple present tense only. What are the situations? A. Repeated actions. Universal facts and habitual actions. B. Traditions and customs. C. Likes, dislikes, wishes, and general abilities. Okay. D. Proverbs and quotations. Proverbs and quotations. See, A. Repeated actions, universal facts, habitual actions. B. Traditions and customs. C. Likes, dislikes, wishes, and general abilities. Proverbs and quotations. Quotations. In the case of all these situations, we must not change the tense form. See, let us practice some sentences. First, let us take one easy sentence. Okay, the teacher said to the students, the sun. The students, the teacher said to the students, the sun rises in the east. Observe. The teacher, okay, told the students, general model, told the students. Connect the two sentences with that because this is general model. That. See, the sun rises in the east. This is present tense actually. Present tense should be turned into past tense. But here in this case, we cannot change. Why? I have given you some situations list. Right? In the case of all these situations, don't change the tense form. These situations are always remained in simple present tense only. The sun rises in the east. What is this? Universal fact. In the case of universal facts, don't change the tense form. Universal facts are always remained in simple present tense only. That the sun rises in the east. That's it. The teacher told the students that the sun rises in the east. That's it. Okay. Now see one more. I said to my friend, "Do you smoke? Do you smoke?" Observe. I asked. Why asked? When the dead speech begins with the special verb. Said to. Both will change as asked. I told you. Do you remember? I asked my friend. I asked my friend. Connect the two sentences with if or whether. If. You changes as reporting verb object. He. If he. See, I am asking my friend's habit. I am asking my friend's habit. Habitual action this is. So habitual actions are always remained in simple present tense only. In the case of habitual actions also, don't change the tense form. Habitual actions are always remained in simple present tense only. What is the form of the simple present tense? Adding yes or not to add yes. We have to add or not to add. How can we decide? Depending on the person. In the case of third person singular, add yes to the verb. I told you. Do you remember? If he smokes, very easy. If he smokes, that's it. Okay. See one more. I said to my friend, "At what time do you get up every day?" I said to my friend, "At what time do you get up every day?" See, I asked my friend because at what time? This is question word. Okay, this is question word. So I asked my friend. Now, see what is the question word here? At what time? Suppose if any words are linked with question word, all the words please treat like question word. So this is all question word. At what time? The same question word comes as a link word. At what time? Do you get up every day? You changes as reporting verb object. Who is the object? My friend. At what time he? Do you get up every day? Present tense, right? Present tense should be reminded. See, so actually, what is the rule? What is the actual rule for us? Present tense should be turned into past tense. But here in this case, we cannot change. Why? Do you get up every day? I am asking my friend where he goes every day. Repeated action. In the case of all repeated actions, don't change the tense form. Repeated actions are also always remain in simple present tense only. At what time he? In the case of simple present tense, what is the formula? Adding yes or not to add yes. In the case of he, she, it, add yes to the verb. At what time he gets up every day. Don't write like this. At what time does he get up every day? If you confuse like this, that's wrong. Why you know? I told you not to write interrogative form. If you write at what time does he get up every day, that is interrogative form. Wrong. At what time he gets up every day. That's it. Okay. Next model. See. One, two, three, four, fifth model. if the reporting verb is in present perfect or in simple present, if the reporting verb is in present perfect or in simple present tense, we must not change the tense form of this speech. See, when the reporting verb is in the present perfect tense or in simple present tense, we must not change the tense form of this speech. See, whatever the tense form is given, the same is repeated in indirect speech. See, if the reporting verb is in present perfect or in simple present, we must not change the tense form of this speech. Whatever the tense form is given, the same is repeated in indirect speech. What is all this? I'll explain. Observe. See, my friend has said to me, "Are you at home?" See, my friend has asked me. My friend has asked me. Why asked? When the direct speech begins with the special verb, said to, both will change as asked. I told you, right? So my friend has asked me. So what is the second rule? When the direct speech begins with the special verb, if or whether comes as a link word. If. Next, you changes as reporting verb object me. Again, me changes as I. If I. Are you at home? What is the tense actually? Simple present tense. What is the rule actually? Simple present tense should be turned into simple past. But here we cannot change. Why? See, simple present tense turns into simple past. Simple present tense turns into simple past. Present continuous turns into past continuous. Present perfect turns into past perfect. All these tense changes will happen at the time of at the time of when the reporting verb is in the past tense. When the reporting verb is in the past tense, then only we can accept all the tense changes. All the tense changes. Here in this case, it means here in this sentence, reporting verb is not in past tense. Have by has plus V3. Reporting verb is have by has plus V3 means present perfect tense. Reporting verb is in the form of present perfect tense. When the reporting verb is in the form of present perfect or in present tense, don't change the tense form. Whatever the tense form is given, the same you have to repeat in the indirect speech. What is the tense form given here? Present tense. So I have to repeat the present tense in indirect speech. If I am at home. If I am at home. Right? Now see one more. Suppose see, if I am at home. For example, if has is not here, my friend said to me, "Are you at home?" Then this is wrong. Then this is wrong. Why? Then my friend asked me if I was at home. Why was? Present tense is when the direct speech is in present tense, we should change into past tense. Here we can change. Why? Reporting verb is in past tense. Reporting verb is in past tense. So what we have realized now, my students? What we have realized here? When the reporting verb is in the past tense, then only we have to accept all the tense changes. If the reporting verb is in the form of present perfect tense or in present tense, don't change the tense form. Whatever the tense is given, you have to repeat the same tense. One more. My neighbor has said to me, where are you working? Where are you working? Look, my neighbor has asked me. Same question word comes as a link word. Where I. Why I? You changes as reporting verb, object me. Again, me changes as I. Where I. Where are you working? Actually, present continuous tense. What is the rule? Present continuous should be turned into past continuous. But here also we cannot change. Why can't we change? You know, because reporting verb is not in the past tense. When the reporting verb is in the past tense, I told you, then only we have to accept all the tense changes. But reporting verb is not in past tense. It is in the form of have by has plus V3. When the reporting verb is in the form of have by has plus V3, it means present perfect tense. When the reporting verb is in the form of present perfect tense, don't change the tense form. Whatever the tense form is given, the same you have to repeat in indirect speech. What is the tense form given here? Where are you working? Present continuous. So I have to repeat the present continuous. Where I am working. Where am I working? If you write interrogative form. Right? A number of times I told you not to write interrogative forms in indirect speech. Don't confuse. Where I am working. Okay? One more. Look. My friend has said to changes as asked. My friend has asked me. When the dead speech begins with the special verb, right? Said to both will change as asked. My friend has asked me. Next, connect the two sentences with if or whether. If you changes as reporting verb object. Me again. Me changes as I. If I did is past tense. Actually, what is the rule? Past tense should be turned into past perfect. But here we cannot change. Why? If you want to accept the change, reporting verb must be in the past tense. But reporting verb is not in past tense. It is in the form of have by has plus V3. It means reporting verb is in the form of present perfect tense. When the reporting verb is in the form of present perfect or in present tense, what I told you, don't change the tense form. Whatever the tense is given, the same you have to repeat. What is the tense given here? Past tense. So I have to repeat the past tense. What is the past form of attend? Attended. If I attended the class. Yesterday changes. But you have to change yesterday. The previous day or the day before. This yesterday have to change. Okay? If I attended the class the previous day, the day before. If has is not here, then this is wrong. Why? My friend said to me, reporting verb is in past tense. Then past tense should be turned into past perfect. So what we have realized to now? If you want to accept all the tense changes, reporting verb must be in the past tense. My friend has said to me. Were you at home yesterday? Were you at home yesterday? Look, my friend has asked me. Okay, where the same question word. So sorry. Then the dead switch begins with the special verb. If or whether comes as a link word. If you changes as reporting your object we, again we changes as I. If I. What is for actually past tense? What is the rule actually? Past tense should be turned into past perfect. Can we change here? No, we cannot change. Why? If you want to change past tense into past perfect, reporting verb must be in the past tense. But reporting verb is not in past tense. Have by has plus V3, present perfect tense. When the reporting verb is in the form of present perfect tense or in present tense. What I told you, whatever the tense is given, the same tense we have to repeat in the indirect speech. Here it is given past tense. So I have to repeat the past tense. If I was at home. But you have to change yesterday, the previous day, or the day before, or the day before. Okay? My friend has said to me, will you come again? Will you come again? Observe. My friend has asked me. Okay? If I don't change will as would here. If you want to change will as would, reporting verb must be in the past tense. Reporting verb is not in the form of past tense. It is in the form of present perfect tense. So whatever the tense is given, you have to repeat the same tense. If I will come again. If I will come again. Very easy. Okay, students? One more. My friend says to me. My friend says to me, I'm busy with office work. Okay? Very easy. My friend. Said to changes as told. Says to changes as tells. My friend tells me that he. Okay, why he? I changes as reporting verb subject. Who is the subject? My friend. So might be male or female. That he. I am busy with office work. Actually, present tense. Present tense should be turned into past tense. But here also we cannot change. Why? If you want to change present tense into past tense, reporting verb must be in the past tense. But reporting verb is in present tense. What I told you, if the reporting verb is in the form of present perfect tense or in present tense, don't change the tense form. Whatever the tense is given, you have to repeat the same tense. That he is busy with office work. That's it, my students. Very simple. Very simple. Okay. Next topic, voice. Next topic is voice. Okay, my students, voice is of two kinds. One, active voice. First, let us take the notes. After that, I'll explain. Two, passive voice. Active voice, passive voice. Okay. Now let us see. If a sentence is like this, change into passive voice. It means the sentence is in active voice. Change into active voice. It means the sentence is in passive voice. Now, if I ask you like this, change the voice, change the voice, then the problem starts, because first of all you have to identify whether the sentence is given in the active voice or in passive voice. How can we identify the sentence is in active form or passive form? We commonly decide like this: if buy is there, if buy is there, that is passive voice. If there is no buy, that is active voice. This is wrong notion of every student. Don't think blindly a passive voice sentence must have by. Sometimes without by also we can frame passive voice sentences. We can frame passive voice sentences. Similarly, in some extraordinary cases, by will come in active voice sentences also. So if by is there, passive voice; if there is no by, that is active voice. This is wrong notion. Then how can we decide whether a sentence is in the form of active voice or in passive voice? Very easy. What is the formula of the passive voice? You know, B form plus B3. B form plus B3. What are B forms? 8. What are 8 B forms? Yeah, is, are, was, were, be, been, being, been, being. See, in a passive voice sentence, we must have B form, we must have V3. Then only the sentence can be called passive voice. If we don't have any one of these two in a sentence, that is active voice. For example, see, he ate an apple. Active voice or passive voice? Active voice. Why? We have no B form. We have no B form. We have no V3. So this is active voice. This is active voice. See, this sentence you take. He is eating an apple. What is this sentence? Active voice or passive voice? This is also active voice. Why? We have B form. We have B form, but we have no V3. So this is also active voice. Okay? This sentence. He has eaten an apple. What is this? Active voice or passive voice? V3 is here. I'm sure how you confuse. This is also active voice. Why? We have V3, but we have no B form. So this is also active voice. So my students, what is the rule of the passive voice sentence? A passive voice sentence must have B form, must have V3. A passive voice sentence must have B form, must have V3. Right? If the sentence is failed to satisfy with any one of these two, that sentence is active voice. In a passive voice sentence, we must have B form, we must have V3. If we don't have any one of these two, that is active voice. That's it. Right? Next. To change into passive voice, follow these conditions. To change into passive voice, follow these conditions. What are the conditions? 1. Put object in the place of subject. Put object in the place of subject. 2. Put subject in the place of object. 3. Put V3. Fourth point. put B form. B form means I gave you the list of all 8 B forms, right? 5. Put by, write in brackets, if necessary. Whenever it is necessary, then only you have to use, or else don't. When it is necessary, when it is not necessary, I'll explain later. Okay? Put by. Note, by comes. Where you have to write by? By comes after V3. What is all this? I'll explain. Don't worry. By comes after V3. But if any main points are there in the sentence, if many main points are there in the sentence, first write main points. First write main points and then write by, and then write by. See what is all this? I'll explain. Don't worry. What is the first point? Put object in the place of subject. 2. Put subject in the place of object. Third point, put V3. Fourth, put B form. B form means 8 B forms. I gave you the list of all 8 B forms. Fifth one, put by, when, if necessary. When it is not necessary, when it is necessary, I'll explain later. Note, this is important point. By comes after V3. Where you have to write by? After V3. Note, where you have to write by? After V3. But if any main points are there in the sentence, what are main points? I'll explain later, don't worry. If any main points are there in the sentence, first we have to write main points and then write by. What is all this? I'll explain, don't worry. Next, first, what is subject? What is subject? What is object? That also I'll explain. Subject means doer of the action. Subject means doer of the action. Object, receiver of the action. Object means receiver of the action. See, who does the action? Subject. Who receives the action? Object. Suppose, let us take one sentence. Rama killed Ravana. Rama killed Ravana. Who did the action killing here? Rama. He is the subject. Who received the action killing? Ravana. Object. Sita slapped Gopi. Who slapped here? Sita. Subject. Who received the slapping? Gopi. Object. So, who does the action? Subject. Who receives the action? Object. Again, note, this is valid point. Look, objects are of two kinds. Objects are of two kinds. One, personal object. Two, thing object. Objects are of two kinds. Personal object, thing object. Right? See, write in brackets. If we have two objects, give preference for personal object. Give preference for personal object. What is all this? I'll explain. See, what is subject? Doer of the action. What is object? Receiver of the action. Note, objects are of two kinds. One, personal object, two, thing object. If we have two objects, give preference for personal object. So my students, look, active voice, passive voice. I told you. Voice is of two kinds: active voice, passive voice. Right? How can we decide whether a sentence is active voice or passive voice? In a passive voice sentence, we must have B form. We must have V3. Then only we can call that sentence is passive voice. If we don't have any one of these two, that is active voice. Leave it. Next, to change into passive voice, take these changes. What are the changes? 5 changes. 1. Put object in the place of subject. 2. Put subject in the place of object. 3. Put V3. 4. Put B form. B form is, I gave you the list of all 8 B forms. Fifth one, put by. If necessary. Sometimes it is not necessary. When it is necessary, when it is not necessary, I'll explain later. Don't worry. By where we have to write by after V3. I will explain all this later. Don't worry. If there are any main points in a sentence, first we have to write the main points. Then we have to write by. Right? So again, subject, object. Objects are of two kinds: person object, thing object. If you have two objects in a sentence, give preference for the personal object. Right? Right, students? So model number one. Model number one. See, what is model number one? Making simple present tense sentences into passive voice. Making simple present tense sentences into passive voice. Formula. Put am by, is by, are. Put am by, is by, are. Right? Model number one, making simple present tense sentences into passive voice. Formula. Put am by, is by, are. For example, C. Observe. Next. Okay. First, note these changes. Note these changes. What are the changes? I is equal to me. I changes as me. We is equal to us. We changes as us. He changes as him. She changes as her. They changes as them. Take these changes also. I is changes as me. We changes as us. He changes as him. She changes as her. They changes as them. Okay. Now, model number one. Let us take one question. He teaches English. He teaches English. Right? This is subject. This is object. This is verb. Okay? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. This is active voice or passive voice? Active voice. Why active voice? Because we have no B form, we have no V3. So this is active voice sentence. Now we have to change into passive voice. To change into passive voice, how many conditions I told you? 5 conditions. 1. Put object in the place of subject. English. It means put object in the place of subject. First. 2. Put subject in the place of object. He changes as him. 3. Put V3. What is the V3 of teach? Teach, taught, taught. T-A-U-G-H-T. Taught. 4th, put B form. See, when you want to put the B form, this is the only of all the 5 points, this is the confusing point because there are 8 B forms. What B form I have to put here? This is your confusion. Very simple. To avoid the confusion, this is the best way of thinking. See, observe. When you want to put the B form, right? Check up the verb given in the sentence. Check up the verb given in the sentence. What is the verb here? Teaches. Teaches is present tense. If the verb is in the form of present tense, What are the B forms we have to put? Am, are, is, are. Am, is, are. Am, is, are. What you have to apply here? In the case of I, we have to use am. In the case of third person singular, we have to use is. In the case of plural, we have to use are. See, English, third person singular, we have to put the B form is. We have to put the B form is. See, you have written there. Put B form, fourth point. Do you remember? Put B form. This is the fourth point you have written. So write in brackets. Where you have to put B form, that also I am telling. After the object. Where you have to put the B form? After the object. Okay? Put in write in brackets like this. Put B form, you have taken the fourth point. Okay? See, put object in the place of subject, put subject in the place of object, put V3, put B form, put by necessary. You have taken 5 conditions. Fourth condition is put B form. You have written, right? Write in brackets. Where you have to put the B form, that also I am telling. After the object, underline it. Okay? Now, what is the object here? English. Third person singular. So, we have to use is. Next, put by. Put by. If necessary. Till I tell you, it is necessary. When it is not necessary, I'll tell you later. Right? Put by. Where you have to put by? After V3. What is V3 here? Dot. That's all. Very simple. So my students, when you want to change into passive voice, take the 5 strokes like this. First stroke I have done. First rule. Second condition I have done. Third condition I have done. Fourth condition I have done. Fifth condition I have done. If you go with point wise like this, you can play with tenses topic. But at the beginning stage, what you have to do? You have to identify what is subject, what is object. Once you identify what is subject, what is object, 90% topic has come into your hands. It means that's all. See? Now I'm just expanding this sentence. He teaches us English. He teaches us English. I have added us here. So this is personal object. This is thing object. Personal object, thing object. I told you objects are 2 kinds. Personal object, thing object. TO means thing object. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is the first condition? Put object in the place of subject. Do you remember I told you one point? If we have 2 objects in a sentence, give preference for the personal object. So us changes as we. 2. Put subject in the place of object. He change as him. 3. Put V3. What is V3? Teach, taught. Fourth, put B form. Put B form. What I told you, when you want to put the B form, check up the verb given in the sentence. What is the verb here? Teaches in simple present tense. When the verb is in the form of simple present tense, what B forms we have to use? Am or is or are. Am or is or are. Where you have to put the B form? After the object. What is the object? We. So you have to use are. Right? Next, fifth point. Put by. Where you have to put by? After V3. That's it. Observe, my students. After fulfilling all the 5 conditions, this is major point in voice topic. After fulfilling all the 5 points, we have to observe any main points are there in the sentence. Any main points are there in the sentence, we have to observe. Yes. What is that main point? English. What is that? Main point? English. Actually, by where you have to write? After V3. Right? Where you have to write by? After V3. But you have taken note. If any main points are there in the sentence, first you write all the main points. English. Write all the main points. Here in this sentence we have only one main point. Right? First you write the main point. Then you write by. That's it. Okay? If there is no main point in a sentence, directly you can write by after V3. If there is any main point, first you write the main point, then you write by. Here in this sentence, we have only one main point. Sometimes we may have 3 main points. Sometimes we may have 50 main points. So What are the number of main points? First, you write all the main points in the same order. After that, after writing the main points, then you have to write by. For example, see, one more. He teaches us English every day. He teaches us English every day. I am expanding the sentence. Subject, verb, personal object, thing object. Now leave. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? Look at me. What is the first point? Put object in the place of subject. Here we have two objects. If we have two objects, what I told you, give preference for the personal object. This one. So, as changes as we. 2. Put subject in the place of object. He changes as him. Put V3. Teach, taught, taught. Fourth point. Put B form. So, when you want to put the B form, check up the verb given in the sentence. Teaches, present tense. When the verb is in present tense, put am or is or are. Where you have to put the B form? After object. What is object? We. So you have to put are. Last point, fifth point. Put by after V3. Put by after V3. But what I told you, if any main points are there in the sentence, first you write all the main points. Then you write by. See, yes, main points are here. How many main points? English every day. Two main points we have here. So first all the main points like this. English every day. Then you write by. That's the technique. Okay, my students. So generally by where we have to write? After V3. But if any main points are there in the sentence, first you write all the main points like this in the same order. Right? After the main points you have to write by. If no main point is there, directly you can write by after V3. That's it. Any doubt? See, one more sentence let us take. He explains us a new topic in the morning today. Very easy sentence. What is the subject here? He. In this sentence we have two objects. Personal object, a new topic, thing object. Personal object, thing object. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Right? First, put object in the place of subject. As changes like we. 2. Put subject in the place of object. He changes as him. 3. Put V3. What is the V3 of explain? Explain, explained, explained. Right. Fourth point. Put B form. Right? See, when you want to put the B form, what I told you, check up the verb given in the sentence. What is the verb here? Explains. Present tense. The verb is in the form of present tense. Put am, are, is, or are. In the case of I, we have to use am. In the case of third person singular, put is. In the case of plural, we have to use are. We means plural. So you put are. Fifth point, we have to put by. By where you have to put by? After V3. After V3. But what I told you, when you want to put by, observe any main points are there in the sentence or not. First you have to observe. Yes. Main points. A new topic. In the morning. Today. Write all the main points like this. Then you write by. That's it. We are explaining a new topic in the morning today by him. That's it. It means a passive voice sentence must be ended with by plus object, by plus subject. By plus subject. After by plus subject, don't write anything. If you write anything, that is not correct English. That's all. Suppose if you write like this, we are explaining a new topic by him in the morning today. That is wrong. It is wrong. That's all. First you write all the main points, then you write by. That's it. See, the government hikes gas price. The government hikes gas price. Hike, hiked, hiked. Hike by hikes. Okay? Now see. This is subject. This is object. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put object in the place of subject. Gas price. Put subject in the place of object. The government. Put V3. Hike, hiked, hiked. Put B form. When you want to put the B form, check up the verb given in the sentence. What is the verb here? Hikes. Hikes is present tense. So you have to use am or is or are. How can we decide? We are telling about gas price. This means third was singular. So you have to use is. After that, put by. Where you have to put by? After V3. But what I told you, first we have to observe any main points are there in the sentence. There are no main points in the sentence. So you can directly write by after V3. By the government. But this is wrong. Why this is wrong? See, gas price is hiked. That's all. Don't repeat by the government. Because who can hike the gas price? Government only. See, the exams are postponed. We can say. We cannot say the exams are postponed by the government. Government. Government only they have right to postpone or to hike or whatever the action they want to do. They only government only. The government people they only have right. So in the case of government, don't repeat the word like this. What you have to simply say? Gas price is hiked. That's all. So here the usage of by is not necessary. So my students observe. Okay. The following words are not repeated in passive voice. Don't repeat these words in passive voice. What are the words? 1. Government, police, doctor, judge, someone. Government, police, doctor, judge, someone. In the case of all these words, don't repeat by. It means don't repeat these words. That's all. Right? See? The doctor gives treatment every day. The doctor gives treatment. The doctor gives him treatment every day. Doctor subject, right? Him object, personal object, treatment thing object. Two objects we have here. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. If we have two objects, what I told you, give preference for the personal object. Him changes as he. Right? The doctor. Subject. Put subject in the place of object. 3. Put V3. Give, gave, given. 4. Put am or is or are. He, third person singular. So he is. Next, by. Put by. Where you have to put by? After V3. But what I told you, when you want to put by, check up any main points are there in the sentence. Yes, main points. What is the main point? Here we have two main points. Treatment every day. Then you write by the doctor. But what I told you, in the case of doctor, police, I gave you some words, judge, someone. Don't repeat all these words. So what simply you have to say, he is given treatment every day. Who will give treatment? Doctor only. He is given treatment every day means by the doctor. That's all. Unless you specify the name of the doctor. For example, he is given treatment every day by the Dr. Srinivas. Like that. If the name is there, then you can do it. Or else in general sense when you are using in general sense like this, don't repeat. That's all. See, we can simply say he is arrested. He is arrested by the police. Who can arrest? Police only. Like this. So my students, first identify what is subject, what is object. If we have two objects, give preference for the personal object. Okay, when you want to put by after V3, observe any main points are there in the sentence. If any main points are there in the sentence, first you write all the main points in the same order, how they are given in the sentence. After the main points, then you write by. If there are no main points, directly you can write by after V3. That's all. That's all. Every model is like this. Just B forms will change. That's all. See, model 2. Present continuous tense. Sentences into passive voice. Present continuous tense sentences into passive voice. Formula. Put being. Put being. Same process, but only B forms will change. That's all. Voice topic is very easy. Same process. Whatever the model it is, just B forms will change. That's it. Put being. B-I-N-G. Right? Now see. He is explaining a new topic today. He is explaining a new topic today. He is subject. A new topic, object. Same. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. What is the first condition? Put object in the place of subject. A new topic. Second, put subject in the place of object. He will come at the ending of this sentence. Third one, put V3. What is the V3 of explain? Explained. Fourth one, put B form. Put B form. When you want to put the B form, what I told you, check up the verb given in the sentence. When you want to put the B form, check up the verb given in the sentence. What is the verb? Am by, is by, are plus, V1 plus ing form. So this is present continuous tense. If the verb is in the form of present continuous tense, what you have to do? What is the B form you have to put? Being. What is the B form you have to put? Being. Right? Again, you have to write is also. Don't think this is main point and you have to write this after after V3. Don't think like that. This is formula. In the case of formula, the same will come back here. Right? Next, put by. If you want to put by, where you want to put by? After V3. But what I told you, when you want to put by after V3, check up any main points are there in the sentence. Yes. Main point, one main point is here. What is that? Today. Then you write by. But everyone commonly speaks like this. A new topic is being explained by him today. If you write like this, that is not English. Grammatically wrong. Okay? After by plus subject, don't write anything in passive voice. A new topic is being explained today by him. Or else you can say like this also. Today, a new topic is being explained by him. If you want to put it, you can put it at the beginning of the sentence. Because a word that belongs to time, right? Time clauses. You can put it at the beginning of the sentence. No problem. But Don't put after by plus subject. Okay. Now one more, see. Now see, I'm just adding one word. He is explaining us a new topic today. Have added us here. So he is subject. When I have added us here, it means we have two objects here. One as a personal object, a new topic, thing object. What is this? A new topic, thing object. Okay? Next, one, two, three, four, five. First one, put object in the place of subject. When there are two objects, what I told you, give preference for the personal object. So us changes as we. Okay? Two, put subject in the place of object. He changes as him, and it comes into the place of object. Put V3. What is V3 of explain? Explained. Fourth one, put B form. Am by, is by, are plus, V1 plus ing form. This is present continuous tense. When the sentence is in the form of present continuous tense, we have to use am or is or are. We takes are. Why? Is changes like are here because we is plural. Am is are depending on the persons they change. We are. Put B form being. See, observe. This is am by, is by, are plus, V1 plus ing form. Present continuous tense. What is the B form you have to put? Being. What is the B form you have to put? Being. Is changes like are. Why? Because object is we here. Next. Put by. Where you have to put by? After V3. What I told you, when you want to put by after V3, observe any main points are there in the sentence. Yes, main points are there. What are the main points here? A new topic today by him. That's it. Here we have two main points. Sometimes we may have three, sometimes we may have four, sometimes we may have thousand. Let us think. First, you write all the main points in the same order how they are given in the sentence. Same order you have to go with. After that, you write by. This also can be written like this. Today, we are being explained a new topic by him. This is also correct. Time clause, you can put it at the beginning of the sentence also. But don't put after by plus subject. That's all. Okay? See, the doctor is giving me treatment. This is thing object. This is person object. This is subject. Subject, person object, thing object. Again, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Put object in the place of subject. I told you, if we have two objects in a sentence, give preference for the personal object. Me changes like I. Put subject in the place of object. The doctor. Put V3. What is the V3 of giving? Given. Put B form. What I told you, when you want to put the B form, verb is in present continuous tense form. When the verb is in present continuous tense form, we have to put being. You have to put being. Right? Next, am is are. They change depending on the person. Is changes, he is gets changed here. Why? What is the person? I. So is changes as am. Fifth point, put by. Put by, where you have to put after V3. But any main points are there, check up in the sentence. First, any main points are there in the sentence, check up. See, I am being given treatment. Main point is here. By the doctor. This we have to omit it. Why? What I told you, Don't repeat it, doctor, judge, police, I told you. So I am being given treatment. That's all. I am being given treatment. That's it. Who will give treatment? Doctor only. Right? This you try. I give 1 minute time. Someone is following us. Object, subject. Try. 1 minute time I give. See, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First, put object in the place of subject. Us changes as we. Put subject in the place of object. Someone. Put V3. Follow, followed, followed. Put B form. Is following. Present continuous tense. When the verb is in the form of present continuous tense. What I told you? Put being. Put being. Next. Is changes as are. Why? We plural. Right? Next. Put by. Put by. After V3. No main point is here. So you can directly write by. But what I told you, someone don't repeat. So what is the answer? We are being followed. That's all. We are being followed by someone is wrong. I told you not to repeat someone the word in passive voice. That's it. I gave you some words list. Judge, someone, right? Police, doctor. Do you remember? Don't repeat all these words in passive voice. That's all. Next, model 3. Making present perfect tense. Making present perfect tense. Sentences into passive voice. Formula. Put been. Put been. Okay? What is the formula? Put been. Making present perfect tense sentences into passive voice. What is the formula? Put been. Okay? Very easy. Same process. Only be forms will change. That's all. See. Someone has stolen my bag. This is object. This is subject. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First one. Put object in the place of subject. My bag. Okay? Put subject in the place of object. Someone. Put V3. Stolen. Put B form. When you want to put the B form, what I told you, check up the tense of the verb. Have by has plus V3. This is present perfect tense. When the verb is in the form of present perfect tense, what is the B form you have to put? Been. Been. Okay? Next, has, will, has, have. These two will change depending on the person or object here. See, has is equal to used with he, she, it. Have is equal to used with I, we, you, they. I explained earlier. Do you remember? So, third person singular, my bag. So, has comes as has itself. That's it. Fifth one, put by after V3. Any main point is here? No. So, simply put by. But what I told you, don't repeat someone in passive voice. So what you have to say, my bag has been stolen. This is enough. Don't write, my bag has been stolen by someone. That's it. Very easy. Okay? See, I give you one sentence. You try yourself. 1 minute I give you time. Okay? The manager has asked me a leaf of check. This is personal object. This is thing object. A leaf of check. This is all thing object. You try. 1 minute time I'll give you. Very easy. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See, put the strokes like this. Then you go pointwise. As how I am explaining in the class. If you go pointwise like this, it will become easier for you. First, as soon as the sentence is given, I told you identify the subject and object. If we have two objects, person object, thing object, identify like this. First, put object in the place of subject. We have two objects here. What I told you, if we have two objects in a sentence, give preference for the personal object. So me changes as I. Put subject in the place of object. The manager. Put V3. Asked. Put B form. What I told you, when you want to put the B form, check up the tense form of the verb. Have by has plus V3. This is present perfect tense. When the sentence is in the form of the present perfect tense, what is the B form we have to use? Been. What is the B form we have to use? Been. Right. Next, here you have to change has, because has is used with he, she, it. Okay, have is equal to user with I, we, you, they. I explained you earlier. Do you remember? So here the object is I. So has changes like have. Has changes like have. Fifth point. Put by. Put by. What I told you, where you have to put by actually after V3. Immediately after V3 you have to put by. But what I told you, when you want to put by after V3, check up any main points are there in the sentence. Yes, main point is there. Only one main point here. What is that? A leap of check. First you write the main point, then you write by. I have been asked a leap of check by the manager. Very easy. So my students, first sentence, as soon as sentence is given, right? First identify what is subject, what is object. If there are two objects, what is person object, what is thing object. After that, take 5 strokes like this. Go pointwise. You can easily understand the topic. Okay? This you try. I have asked him a small favor. You try. I subject. This is personal object, small favor, thing object. Right? I just give you 1 minute time. Now see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First, put object in the place of subject. Two objects we have here. So give preference for the personal object. He. 2. Put subject in the place of object. I changes as me. Put V3. Okay? Put V3. Fourth one. Put B form. I have asked. This is present perfect tense. So what is the be form we have to put here? Been. When the sentence is in the present perfect tense, we have to use be form been. Right. Next, have changes like has here, because in the case of he, she, it, use has. In the case of I, we, you, they, use have. I told you. Right. Next, put by. Put by. Where you have to put by after V3. But any main point is there in the sentence? Yes, one main point is there left in the sentence. What is that? A small favor. Then you write by. That's it. He has been asked a small favor by me. Very easy. Okay? Next. Next model. Simple past tense sentences. M4. First one is simple present. Second one is present continuous. Third one is present perfect. Right? There are no passive voice sentences for present perfect continuous tense. Fourth one is simple past. Simple past sentences. Simple past tense sentences into passive voice. Formula. What is the formula? Put was by were. Put was by were. That's it. I told you, same process. Only B forms will change. That's all. I taught the students a new topic yesterday. Okay? See, this is subject. Students, person object. A new topic, think object. Now you try. 1 minute time I'll give you. Okay? Now see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First point. Put object in the place of subject. Two objects here we have. So give preference for person object. The students. Two. Put subject in the place of object. I changes as me. Put V3. What is V3? Taught. So first point, put object in the place of subject. Second, put subject in the place of object. Third one, put V3. Fourth point, put B form. What I told you, when you want to put B form, check up the tense form of the sentence. What is the tense? Past tense. I taught. This is past tense. If the sentence is in past tense, what is the B form we have to use? Was, are, were. The students. Plural. So you have to use were. Next, put by after V3. Right? When you want to put by, first check up the main points are there left in the sentence. Yes, main points. A new topic. Yesterday. First write all the main points, then you write by. If there are no main points, you can directly write by after V3. That's it. So the students were taught a new topic yesterday by me. But everyone commonly says like this. The students were taught a new topic by me yesterday. That is not English. Right? I told you, after by plus subject, don't write anything. Time clause, if you want to write, you can write at the beginning of the sentence. How? Yesterday, the students were taught a new topic by me. This is also correct. But don't put after by plus subject. One more. The manager refused to grant me loan. Right? Personal object, loan is thing object. Right? 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. First, put subject in the place of object. Me changes as I. When there are two objects, give preference for the personal object. I told you. 2. Put subject in the place of object. The manager will come at the ending of this sentence. Put V3. What is V3? Refuse, refused, refused. V3. Put B form. Put B form. If you want to put B form, what I told you, observe the tense form of the sentence. Refuse past tense. So when the sentence is in the form of past tense, use was or were. I takes was singular. Next, put by. Where you have to put by? After V3. But what I told you, when you want to put by after V3, check up any main points are there in the sentence. Yes. What are the main points here? To grant loan. To grant loan by the manager. Then you write by. I was refused to grant loan by the manager. That's it. Right? To grant loan. This is not main point. Why? Because already I have written it here. That's it. Next model. Making past continuous tense sentences into passive voice. Okay? Formula. Put being. Put being. All continuous tenses will take being. That's all. All continuous tenses. All perfect tenses will take been. That's all. See? While the electrician was mending the fuse, the power was off. See? Very easy. While, okay? See? The electrician was mending the fuse. Electrician subject, the fuse object. While the fuse was being mended by the electrician, the power was off. The power was off. While the fuse was being mended by the electrician, the power was off. I'm sure you may have a doubt here. Sir, after by plus subject, you told us not to write anything. Then why you have written here this power off? My dear students, what we are not supposed to write, the sentence what we are making into passive voice, okay? The sentence what we are making into passive voice, okay? Consider that sentence, okay? This is general sentence. In the case of general sentence like this, we are no way concerned with it. This is the sentence actually given. main points or whatever it is, identify in this sentence, not in the general sentence. That's it. While the fuse was being mended by the electrician, the power was off. Suppose if you write like this, while the fuse was being mended, okay, the power was off by the electrician. If you write like this, meaning will get changed. So, in the case of general sentence like this, don't consider it. Only the sentence what you are making into otherwise, passive voice, that you consider. Okay. Making past perfect tense sentences into passive voice. Formula. Put be in. I just told you, right? All perfect tenses will take been. All continuous tenses will take being. That's it. Been. Making past perfect tense sentences into passive voice. See? He had submitted the report before 8 a.m. Before 8 a.m. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. Subject. This is the report object. The report object. Observe. First put object in the place of subject. The report. Put subject in the place of object. He changes as him. Put V3. What is V3 of submit? Submitted. Right? Put B form. See, this is had plus V3. When the sentence is in the form of past perfect tense, had plus V3. What is the B form we have to use? Been. Okay? Have, has will change depending on the person. But in the case of had, see, had is used with all the persons. So had comes as had. Put by. What I told you, when you want to put by, first check up any main points are there in the sentence before 8 a.m. Main point is here. Then you write by. The report had been submitted before 8 a.m. by him. Or else before 8 a.m. the report had been submitted by him. This is also correct. I told you, time clause you can put it at the beginning of the sentence also. But don't use after by plus subject. Okay? Same process. Okay? Only B forms will change. That's it. You try this. I had explained the topic before the principal came. You try. See. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. I'm sure you may confuse. 1. This is subject first. Identify. The topic object. First put object in the place of subject. The topic. Okay? Put subject in the place of object. Second one. I changes as me. Put V3. Okay. explained. Put B form. Had plus C3, past perfect tense. So we have to use the B form, been. Next, had is used with all the persons I told you. Put by after B3. Before the principal. Okay, look at the board. What is the last point? Put by. Where you have to put by? After V3. But any main point is there, right, like this. Before the principal. By me, right? The topic had been explained before the principal. Before the principal came. Okay? By me. Okay, students? But this is wrong. You know why? See, this is general sentence. If before 8 o'clock, like this, if the sentence is like this is time. Of course, this is time. When the subject and verb is there, so this is all general sentence. This is all general sentence. So in the case of general sentence, how you have to write, I told you. I just told you. The topic had been explained by me. The topic had been explained by me before the principal came. Right. Before the principal came. You have to treat. See, if a general sentence is given, don't consider that. Right? You can write the general sentence after by plus subject. Only general sentence. Suppose if the sentence is like this, before 8 o'clock, right? Then this is not general sentence.